This is an absolute icon. Car companies were doing wild stuff like this. Everything is just massive. But what surprised me the most was how tight this drives. It just grew up a little more. It's just everything's just that little bit bigger. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DC MotorWerks. We have something massive for you here today, and that is the Hummer H2. And if you grew up in the 2000s like myself, this is an absolute icon, the pedestrian Hummer as we call it. Because while the H1 Hummer was out in the kind of civilian form, this was the true urban crawler, mall crawler of the time period. All the soccer moms had this in this time period. It was super excessive, but that is part of the early 2000s. You know, gas was still pretty cheap, and car companies were doing wild stuff like this. There was the Excursion with the big V10 and the diesel for the same kind of use. You know, big SUVs that got 8, 10, 12 miles to the gallon. It was a whole different time, but that was my childhood. So this is super iconic to me. And this is the best of the best because it is not just any H2, but this is a facelift H2. So they started the H2 in the 03 model year and ran it all the way up until the 09 model year when the big collapse of the automotive industry amongst everything else happened. And when GM got the bailout, one of the companies that got the axe was the Hummer brand. So only 08 and 09 for the facelift, which was a very welcome facelift because you got an updated dash, seating, and a bunch of stuff. But namely was the big 6.2 liter V8 with a whopping like 70 horsepower more than the outgoing 6 liter. And you also get the 6L80 transmission, which replaced the 4L80, the old 4-speed with the super long first gear. So it really is a welcome jump in performance. So not only is it one of 2 model year facelift Hummers, which forgive me, I don't remember the math on this, but I think it was something around like only 4,000 or 5,000 late model Hummers or facelift Hummers were ever done. And 200 of these special limited edition units like this one, the Ultramarine limited edition. So you can see the special paint there. And it also added a lot of other niceties like all the additional chrome like on the grab bars here and the front brush guard. This one has extra chrome everywhere. It has like all the chrome packages, which it's befitting of the era. Got the H2 there, chrome on the latches here, chrome on the mirrors, chrome door handles, chrome on the fuel filler lid, chrome steps. So it is chrome abundant. With that package, it also came with the luxury package. So it has the rear seat entertainment. It has the heated seats, and it has the 3rd row seating and the sunroof. So a really well optioned and loaded Hummer H2. Because like I said, it was a loaded Hummer. I think it's somewhere around 70,000 was the original MSRP. So quite a hefty spend back in 2008 or so, especially at the beginning of the economic collapse then, but now we can enjoy them. Like most Hummers, everyone has changed the wheels. I always thought these had really cool wheels. It's got some nice Goodyear Wrangler tires on it. On the front, they have all-terrains, and on the rear, they have some mud-terrain tires on them. So it does look aggressive, and it looks the part, so I get it as far as that goes. But a nice Southern-owned Hummer. You can see the frame and everything there is spotless. There's not a lick of rust or a hint of orange anywhere on this thing. And it's had a lot of service history, trans service and everything, mostly done recently. Back here, you got the big old spare on the back. And this one also does have a backup camera as part of the later Hummers, which it's kind of funny because when you open this up, which is a 2-step process, as you can see, the harness for it routed there on the spare tire carrier. Everything is just massive, absolutely huge. And look, if you want to pick it up with a helicopter or whatever, you know that they do with military Hummers, you've got these massive D-rings and the factory tow hitch there. And we did just replace the supports on this because it was falling on my head, and that's no fun because it's big and heavy. Got an extra air filter back here, and you can see with the 3rd row in place, storage is a little lacking, but you know, if you don't have everyone in here, and this is old school 3rd row seating, especially for GM, no power or anything to brake, and you can take them out if you so wish and have a more expansive cargo area like most Hummers did. They were only the 5-seaters, and some of them were 4-seaters. So, but look, it is heavy duty. You got 2 latches for your rear hatch there instead of just a center latch like 99% of all the other SUVs out there. And more chrome. Again, that is kind of the theme of this. Excess of the 2000s. Like just even swinging this, like it takes some effort. Coming around the side, I mean, the thing is in nice shape. It has 125,000 miles. There's a few little spots here and there that have some clear coat failure, but overall it is in really nice shape, and it is just a beautiful color in this ultramarine. And no, don't get it confused with Riptide Blue. It is ultramarine, so it is a little different. But while we're back up here in the front, why don't we check out that big 6.2 liter. So you'll pull both, this is old school manual. Pull both the side latches there, and then with the release pulled from under there, and that's why you got your grab handles. There you have the big 6.2 liter, I forget the engine code, L something, but L98 or so. But there were a lot of different variations of this motor. But this is the earlier one that does not have cylinder deactivation. So for the first, couple model years of the Escalade that this originally came out in, and all the other stuff they put it in, they did not get cylinder deactivation until 2009. So nothing to worry about there. This is the most sought after of the 6.2 because of that. And again, the extra 60, 70 horsepower is huge, along with the difference in gearing with having 2 extra gears to play with. Not much to write home about under here. I mean, it's got a, it's funny, it's got a Motorcraft battery in it, but it is an AGM absorbed glass battery. It's just nice and tidy in here. Everything looks good. Like I said, we got a spare air filter in the back. And it was kind of really its own platform because if I remember right, the front half of the frame is a 1500 or half ton, but then they merged it with a 3/4 ton frame in the rear, which is, so it's its own little special thing being a Hummer. And you can also see a cool thing about these is that they have a receiver hitch on the front as well, and more toe rings and so forth. So really a hefty built vehicle. I mean, you can just look down through here and see the massive sway bar and control arms and everything. It really is a heavy duty truck. Well, let's go ahead and jump in. We'll go for a ride and check out the interior. So before we go for a ride or anything, we're going to give you a cold start. And the best thing about this is that you do get remote start in this era. So you just hit the lock button twice and then you hold the little arrow button and it fires up, and it'll run for, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes. And turns on the air conditioning and all that stuff, which is super fun. Heated seats in the winter if it is cold outside. And then if you do want to turn it off and decide you're not going anywhere, you can just hold the button again and it'll shut off and you can walk away. So welcome in. This is the ebony interior of the late Hummer. So these are totally different restyled seats. The cluster, the steering wheel, all of this is redesigned for the 08 model year to match the other GMT trucks from this era, the GMT 900 series, replacing all the old 800 series stuff that was before it. And you can see everything is just big, but go ahead and jump in and we'll go for a ride. You can see we start the big with the big shifter here and big letters and everything. And you do get the manual mode with this one. And fun fact is that the gear position change buttons are actually right here on the steering wheel, because that is the 6-speed automatic. Very welcome with this. Now you can see these are all-wheel drive equipped. They are not four-wheel drive. So they are always in 4-wheel drive, and then you can lock the center differential and have low range as well. And this also has a rear differential lock. So you got 2 locking differentials. So for some true off-road prowess. Oh, I'll show y'all one of my favorite features I saw when we got this thing is this button right here next to the headlight switch. And it is a bunch of windows, and that is actually like a convertible in that it rolls down all the windows at once. So check this out. So I'm not sure why they did that in the Hummer H2, but it is very welcome. I love that feature in convertibles and wish more vehicles had it. And here you got, again, the big sunroof. Look how I have to reach to get to the sunroof button. It is pretty wild. And it is quite a large opening as well. I think you can even go back. Yeah, look at that. Monster. Again, goes with the theme of big. Here you have your rear entertainment, like I mentioned earlier, and we do have the remote for that. It is in the center console. It is just such a cool feeling to be in this thing. I mean, it pretty much takes up the whole lane. And it is a strange kind of feeling because you feel kind of squatted and boxed in because of the short windshield and everything, but then everything in here is expansive. I can't even touch cameraman over there. I was pleasantly surprised by how this drove. I've put about 500 miles on it myself, and how that came to be is that we got this out of California, but I actually had a trip in Arizona planned right after we bought this, and so I shipped it to Arizona and drove it there while we were on that trip. And we went up through Sedona and everything. It was a lot of fun. Got to put a bunch of miles on this and enjoy it. But what surprised me the most was how tight this drives. I was expecting, you know, old GM steering box feel where you can just yank the steering wheel back and forth and nothing happens. But it is actually very tight and responsive even after 125,000 miles. And it's still, you know, it's comfortable and smooth. And then the 6-speed automatic just kind of keeps, especially with the torque of the 6.2, just kind of lumbers along at low RPM. Here we are at 1400 RPM, cruising along. And it's just a, other than taking up the whole lane, it is just a normal vehicle. I will note there is one chip in the windshield, which kind of comes with the territory of a Hummer with the upright windshields, but it is the original glass. If you look down there in the corner, it has the GM stamp on it, so we elected to keep it original. I'm not sure quite how difficult it is if GM even has windshields for these available still. But thankfully, with these being a defunct brand and just recently kind of revived as the GMC Hummer with the new electric ones, is that a lot of this is parts shared. You know, the 6.2, all the running gear and everything is shared. So it's pretty much just the interior trimmings and body stuff that is bespoke to the Hummer. And you still got lots of nice features in this. You know, I got all the steering wheel controls, you have cruise control, you have heated seats, and I always like how GM lets you do just the backrest, so you don't have to warm your tush once you start getting to my age, where heated seats are not really for warmth, but therapy on your back. Oh, yeah, nice tight turning radius. Let's see if we get into the 6.2 there. And there we're up to highway speeds, really with no problem. Whereas the old 6-liter really lumbered along with its 330 horsepower and its really long gearing from the 4L80 transmission, whereas first gear would go up to like 60, 65 miles an hour. This one's actually got some spunk to it. I think it was rated at 390 horsepower, so it wasn't the full fat Cadillac 403 horsepower, but it is still a plenty. I think we were getting like 11, 12 miles to the gallon in this. You get all your trip computer stuff here. And we're at 10.3 right now. I know because it has been sitting for a little bit. But got your oil life and all the different things. Tire pressure monitors are still installed even in the aftermarket wheels, so that works properly. No warning lights on the dash. So really it's just like driving a GM truck or SUV from this time period, although it just grew up a little more. It's just everything's just that little bit bigger. More big. Here's all your owner's manuals and everything, which is nice to see those still in here. And we do have 2 sets of keys for it as well. Got the old school GM chime there. And it's funny, like all the chimes and bings and noises on GM trucks of this era are actually run through the sound system in the driver's side speaker. So that's why a lot of times when they put in aftermarket radios, that the door chimes and everything are extremely loud, because it doesn't have the factory programming to lower the volume of the chime. So it's pretty obnoxious. This also has the rear air conditioning and everything, so it'll keep you nice and cool. While we were in Arizona, it was, 100 degrees and so forth, and it still was nice and comfortable in here. You get the nice sound of the LS-based 6.2. The Hummers had a little more rumbly exhaust than the regular SUV counterparts. So there it is, our one of 200 Ultramarine limited edition Hummer H2. And again, like I said, it is the best of the best, being a facelift model. And yes, I'm standing up so you can see me here, because even me at 6'1", 6'2" or so, I can't tower over this car. So super cool, super fun. I love the clearance lights on this thing. It is just an icon of the 2000s. So like I said, if you're like myself, it is an icon to you too, and I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do. And right now it is live, no reserve on Bring a Trailer. Like all the cars we do, no reserve. It is going to its new home at the end of 7-day auction. And if you like what you see here, like, subscribe, comment with us on the auction. We love it all. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.